Hi guys, I'm Danny, and I started the Sunday gym because I've noticed lately that people tend to go to colleges and universities without actually knowing why they're there. Afterwards, starting jobs that are unfulfilling. So I'm interviewing different professionals to see what they have to say and to share their experience and knowledge with you. I hope you enjoy it. So, Adeshina, welcome to the podcast, man. Thank you for being here. How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. How are
Glad to
you?
hear. All is well on this end, my friend. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating. The podcast will be
All
focused
right.
on three main questions. What do you do for a living? How'd you get there? And how'd you know that this was the way to go? So, tell us what you do for a living.
All right. I'm a process control and automation engineer. That's what I do for a living.
Can you tell us more about your job?
All right. Basically, in the manufacturing industry or process industry, you need a way to automate and control the process parameter in order to achieve the goal of the production. So the process, some countries separate the process control differently from the automation. But in this part of the world, it's intertwined. So you can't deal with process control separately and automation separately. You have to do the two together. And when you're trying to control the parameter to achieve the end goal, at the same time you also need to know how to automate the actuators, the motors, and some other things in order to get everything working perfectly.
It's pretty remarkable, and as far as I know, you need a special kind of training for this kind of job. It's not like something you can just
Definitely,
start doing.
definitely.
So, how'd you get there? How'd you get to this position?
Initially, it's from the college, from the university. I make my decision from the beginning. It was a decisive and intentional decision, not just a random decision for me. Though some of my colleagues, they have this random decision at the end of the day, they focused on something. But for me, it was a decisive one. I decided to be in engineering and specifically the mechatronics and system engineering. So after during the university days, per se, during the university days, during the internship, it's still a decisive one. I pick the companies that will give me an edge to experience the industry, not just to fulfill all righteousness, just go for the internship and come back and get your grades. That's pretty easy. But I was very decisive in terms of that. I picked the company that I could get exposed to the field, understand the industry. For the first internship, the second internship, I pick a company that will give me the chance to build my confidence, work on things, get convenience with my mistake. It's normal. When you are not convenient with your mistake, there's high tendency you will never build that confidence. And in my line of work, your confidence is your most vital asset. So that is very essential. In my country here, we have I think three stages of internship. The first is the 3 months, the second is 6 months, and the third it's after the university. We have this a year military exercise. Mostly you are being posted to some people are posted to the school, some are posted to the industry. But honestly, if you fight for getting into the industry, you get there. For me, I fought to get to the industry because I've built a certain degree of confidence. I still need to work on that to get comfortable in my own skin. So I pick the industry at the same time, work on it, practice, 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 go for training. You have a lot of mistakes. You need to be comfortable with having mistakes and finding your way around it. That's basically how I got to this stage. And as you said, trainings are very, very important as well. Trainings are very, very important. Not just any kind of training. There are several trainings you can get online, but there are some trainings you need to do offline. Physical trainings, they are very, very essential. All right.
Absolutely, that's a remarkable story. I liked the way you started when you said that you knew exactly where you're going when you went to college, when you went to university.
Sure,
It
sure,
was
sure,
already in your mind. And
sure.
this leads me to the third question of the interview. How did you know that this was the way to go with your career? And the reason I'm asking is because, and this is why I wanted you so badly on the podcast. when I saw your profile. People tend to go to colleges, universities without actually knowing why they're there. They
knowing
just
what
have
they
to
want to
go
do.
over there because of the stigma that you have a diploma. And I was asked a few times, I'm not against academia at all. I am not against
Yeah,
colleges, not against universities, but it's ridiculous to see how young people are just going over there. And for example, the education isn't really that expensive in Europe. I hear it costs an arm and a leg in the States, but in Europe is manageable. But it's pointless to lose so much time about something that isn't
time.
for you. And this is why I wanted to have you on the podcast because you're a good example that you knew what you were going to do. How
Yeah.
did you know that? Were you influenced by someone, by a
All right.
figure in your life, by an event in your life? What exactly set you on that path, and how exactly did you felt it? That
Fig-
how did you understood that this was for you? What
All
happened?
right. All right. I think the best way to answer this is to give you a narration of a little bit of story for you to get the clear picture.
Yeah,
Normally, in my family, we have higher rates of people into the medical line. So every during the high school, everybody was you need to get to the medical school. You're good with this because I have a lot of knowledge about. I might not be certified in the medical field, but I know a lot about it because this is something that I grew up with seeing people, both the vets and for humans. But when I was in the university, when I was in the high school, sorry, I have issue with biology. Not that I don't understand biology, but when it comes to drawings, the usual drawing that come along with biology, I usually have difficulty with that. I'm not good with that. So it's always sets me back. And but when it comes to other aspects of the high school, other fields, physics, chemistry, mathematics, I'm very good at that. And I have this passion for further mathematics and technical drawing. So over time, I start deviating towards where I have much more leverage. Because I knew if I go into the medical field, I can't escape physiology and anatomy. And definitely when I fail that, I will keep on wasting my time there. This is something I know I'm not good at. I could explain all the human anatomy for you, but when you tell me pick a pen, draw it, sketch this, I'm not good at that. I know for sure I'm not good. There's no point in me forcing something that it's not an intrinsic part of me.
it's remarkable to see how easy it is to choose your own path when you actually know yourself. Like in your case,
Yeah,
you know yourself. You know what you're
I know
good at, you
myself.
know what you're not good
What
at.
I'm good at.
So it
There's no
was,
point
I
in
think
wasting time.
this is, I'm sorry?
I said there's no point in wasting time. Time
Yeah,
is too
absolutely.
precious to be
That's why I'm
wasted
doing
over
the
something
show.
I know I'm not good
So,
at.
but there are people that don't know themselves, and this is why I'm collecting all the examples from wherever I can find them. So it's remarkable to see that you knew yourself, but were you influenced by an event? How did you figure out for you? Were you helped by,
Okay.
let's say, your father or something else?
Okay. No. It's I don't easily get influenced in terms of career. I prefer to go my own route because when I go your route, there's high chances I won't be happy, and there's high chances I'll mess everything up. I know myself when it comes to that. So when in the as I told you, I started deviating towards the courses I have good understanding and good confidence with. So when I was trying to select the course, the major in the university, I started making my research all around. I have passion for automation world. What fascinates me is how they bring up the machine, they build the machine, not just the automobile itself, but how they put everything together. Along the line, I get to realize studying automation, studying vehicle engineering, because I wanted to go to Nanjing to study vehicle engineering in China. Studying vehicle engineering is not actually what I was looking for. What I was looking for is the process in putting all the parts together. That was actually what I was looking for. So after understanding that, in my country here, vehicle engineering was not available then. It was also introduced recently. So I reached out to someone and I told him, hey, this is what I want, this is what I want. He told me, I think the best place is not for you to even go for vehicle engineering, go for automation engineering. In my country, there's no such thing as automation engineering. We have the electrical, the mechanical, just the conventional engineering courses. Still, I told him just make a research if I can manage somewhere. He then later he gets back to me and he said, hey, there's a university they're just starting mechatronics and system engineering, and I think this encompasses everything you want and those that you don't even know you want yet. So probably afterwards you find yourself you tend to understand where you should focus on. So that's how I got to mechatronics and system engineering. So after the first year, second year, third year, I started focusing more on process control and automation. So I divert most of my attention, most of my focus to that aspect of the course.
That's an outstanding story, man. Absolutely remarkable, and this is why I wanted you so badly on the podcast, on the program. Thank you
It's
for
a
being
pleasure. It's a
here.
pleasure.
If you don't have anything else to add, thanks again for being here, and all the best.
All right, all right, all right. You too. Bye.
Bye.
Guys, I hope this one was useful. Please follow the channel on YouTube, Rumble, Gap, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Ring the bell and all the good stuff. Have a nice week ahead, and I'll see you next Sunday.